Hey guys, it's Dani Vita. I am back with another special guest at the Artist Empowerment Series at For You Recording Studios. My man's here, all right, Chris Deep Henderson. For those that don't know, go ahead and pop your shit if you will. Let these people know who you are.
I'm a songwriter, producer. Um, I, my first placement was Happily Ever After on Case. The biggest hit was probably Blame It, Jamie Foxx, T-Pain.
Go ahead.
And the most recent that hit was Vita, You Got It.
That's still my everyday track because you got it.
Oh, yeah,
Yo, you made some timeless records. So first, let's get into the name. Chris.
Stuff in between, too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but we already see the range,
yeah.
right?
Gotcha.
Okay, so let's talk about origin story. First, where did the name come from?
Okay. So the name Deep came from actually, so I started recording music when I was in Hampton University. Right?
Okay, shout out to the HBCU.
Yeah. That was my first exposure to a recording studio, and there was this guy named Chris Did It, who was like a producer.
Okay.
And I was jealous of that name. I wanted a name that kind of said that I did it, right? So as I was first doing my demos and like playing it for people, it's like one thing that I kept hearing as I'm playing my songs was like, oh, that's deep. Oh, that's deep. Oh, that's deep. And so I kept hearing that was the response. So it was like, all right, I'm deep. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I got the producer name from. And then, I found out that was like my grandfather's nickname. So everybody on my father's side of the family thinks that I was
Talk about the universe.
honoring my grandfather is.
Yeah.
And that's good, it's convenient, but that's not actually what I was doing.
I know a lot of people don't really think about the process when it comes to creating the record.
Right.
People in the room, split sheets, publishing.
Right.
Do you provide just all of that too within your resources?
Yeah, and as far as the content thing and the education thing, that's pretty new. So there's some episodes that are still coming up that I'm going to break it all down. But so far, I've covered a lot of that and given in the future I'll be giving templates even for people to kind of go and hit up record labels to find out. Nice. Songwriter and producer web workshops, live workshops, and I even do a little web series called Song Builders TV, where I just basically talk about the songwriting and the music production process, and put it in these little content pieces and make them entertaining and throw a bunch of stuff in there.
Nice.
And so it's on the creative side as far as the craft of songwriting and production, but it's also on the business side as far as make sure you're getting those producer statements, how to find them, how to track them down.
Yeah, and that's so important. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I know a lot of people don't really think about the process when it comes to creating the record.
Right.
People in the room, split sheets, publishing.
Right.
Do you provide just all of that too within your resources?
Yeah, and as far as the content thing and the education thing, that's pretty new. So there's some episodes that are still coming up that I'm going to break it all down. But so far, I've covered a lot of that and given in the future I'll be giving templates even for people to kind of go and hit up record labels to find out about their statements and stuff like that.
That is so beautiful. Shout out to you. Now, a final concept I always bring to my guests at the Kickback podcast is it's called The Most Interesting Thing. What is it about you that is why you do what you do? What is that most interesting thing that just the average person does not know? Okay.
So I've actually gotten songs placed that have hit in 4 different decades at this point, right? So I've kind of picked out different things that were, necessary in each one where, getting it placed, the process of getting it placed has changed. The type of song that gets placed has changed. Whether you're kind of shopping to a record label versus shopping straight to an artist has changed. And so dang, what was the question again?
No, what's that most interesting thing? Yeah. It's why you do shit.
Right, so what I noticed is, so with the first placement, I was trying to get, just like with everything else, it was I was trying to get a song on. So I was trying to pay attention to who's looking for songs and what kind of song they would want. But my first placement ended up being a song that I just did for some friends of mine because they were getting married.
You made it for their
I made it for their wedding. I wasn't even putting it on the CD that was going out shopping my stuff.
Wow.
Right? And so a friend of mine convinced me yo, put your wedding song on there. And I was they didn't ask for that. They just asked for up tempos. And so what I learned from that is that one, A&Rs don't always know what they're looking for. So when an A&R and an artist ask for a certain thing, make sure you give that to them. But also, after you give them like 4 of what they asked for, go ahead and give them some other thing that you think will work. And that's always worked. Like anytime I shopped a song to an artist, it was like they asked for a certain thing, and then I put that other thing on. And that's what
I give you more than what you asked for.
Right.
And this is why this man is named Chris Deep Henderson. Okay. Where can the people find you? Give them your socials.
Okay. Not that active on Instagram, but my Instagram is Deep Chris H. So that's Deep DEEP Chris CHRIS H on Instagram, and from there you can find links to find me everywhere else.
He's also saying if the budget is right, then he will show up. Okay, love that. No, love that for him. Thank you for sitting with me. Again, we are at the Artist Empowerment Series. It is Dani Vita with the Kickback Podcast. You don't know who's going to sit in this seat. Stay tuned.